Fallon Henley joins us. Fallon, thank you so much for the time, and congratulations because you have a new ranch hand now.
Yes, I do. It is very exciting, I have to say. I can always use some extra help and a helping hand.
Fallon, please tell us, what is one of the very first chores you're going to have Tiffany do at the ranch?
It's gonna probably be cleaning out the stalls and mucking some manure. We got to teach her how to get her hands dirty, what hard work actually is. So that is the first thing she's gonna do. And then maybe some toilets.
Ooh, nice. Toilets and cleaning up some manure.
I love it. I love it.
Tiffany's in a world of neighbors.
That she is.
Fallon, congratulations on your win last night. Now, I know
Thank
at the
you.
PC, they also teach you history. We're big history buffs because we kind of lived it. There's also, I know, the Iron Claw movie didn't show it, but you need to go on good old WWE Network on Peacock, and you need to look up World Class Championship Wrestling. And this actually happened before, where David Von Erich won the rights to both gorgeous Jimmy Garvin and Precious, and they had to work the Von Erich farm. So is this what have you seen this before, first of all?
Yes, I have. It's always exciting to kind of see things come back around. It's obviously happened in the past, and it helps give me some ideas for how to take on my current situation.
Nice. Yep. Because history always repeats itself. So you get some good stuff. Bales of hay. That's what I'm saying.
There we go.
Now, Fallon, we've had Tiffany Stratton on this show. And,
twice.
Yes. And
I'm sorry for that.
Thank you. It's a lot. It's a lot. Talking to Tiffany, it's a lot because, man, this isn't some character she plays. She is she's got a bit of an ego, and she does feel like she's better than everybody else. This is your opportunity to really show her that there's things that she doesn't know about. And like you said, getting her hands dirty, like, how much is this going to affect her ego? And let me ask you, could this be a learning experience for Tiffany Stratton?
I really hope it is, because some people in life and everything have things handed to them on a silver platter. And there's some people who have to actually work hard to get to where they want to be in life. And, hopefully she has a little bit of a bruised ego, and this helps kind of teach her what it takes to elevate yourself without having every opportunity handed to you on a silver platter.
You think she's going to have any problem getting dirty?
Of course. The first little speck of dirt that touches her, she will be grossed out by, and I will love every second of it.
Please get it all on video.
Oh, I will. Trust me.
It will be. I'm sure we'll be able to watch it, a lot of it, on Tuesday nights on NXT. And Fallon, you got to make sure she does it, because I'm sure she's going to try to get out of it. I'm sure she's going to try to escape. I mean, things may get physical, because you may have to force her to do some of these chores.
And I have absolutely no problem with that. A deal is a deal. She made the deal. I finished the deal, and now she has to hold up her end of the bargain. So if it comes down to that, I will gladly take care of business that way.
Fallon, for those of our listeners who might not be familiar with you or your history, bring us up to speed. How did you get into the wrestling business? Is this something that you've always wanted to do? Did the WWE find you? Give us your story.
So I was never somebody who grew up watching wrestling. It just wasn't in my household. I didn't really have any friends or family that were super into it. And it's something I kind of found when I was in college. It was like, I want to say my sophomore or junior year. And I kind of just didn't know what I wanted to do. I was just in college to get my degree, whatever that might be in. I ended up majoring in criminology and business. But during that time, I found wrestling. Not gonna lie, Total Divas brought me into it. But from there, I started watching NXT, SmackDown, Raw on a regular basis. Every single week, I was there at the TV ready to go. And from there, I was like, this is what I want to do. I've always been in sports my whole life. I never played college or anything like that, but I've always had an athletic background. And I was like, I want to do this. This is the first time I knew this is what I was going to do. And it was kind of crazy because it was one of those things where everything just fell into place. I've never in my life had everything fall into place like this. And so I was like, okay, like this is life setting me up. And I started back in maybe 2016, 2017, of course, some breaks here and there over the years. And I had to fight my way to get here. I probably had 3 different tryouts with WWE, worked for numerous different companies. And, they always say right place, right time. And that's kind of where I found myself. And it led me to being here. And it's been one of the most amazing things because this business is hard. It's not easy by any means. And every time I was feeling defeated or feeling like, maybe this just isn't for me. I gave it my shot. Maybe this is my time to kind of, step back and find something else. And every single time I would get into that mindset, something would pull me back in. And I'm like, all right, this is life telling me this is what I'm meant to be doing. So that's kind of my journey to WWE and how I got here. So
That's awesome. Did you have a specific WWE performer that kind of drew you in? Like my person was the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. Like, did you have a person who like was your favorite or inspired you the most?
I always get stuck on favorites because I have so many top people on my lists, but one of the biggest people is Mickie James. She obviously I knew of her when I got into the business, but my trainer was like, you need to go watch her. She's one of the best of the best. And so I studied her so much when I first got into wrestling, and I still do now. And she was probably somebody who just like drew me in immediately. You can feel her passion for this business through any screen, through a picture. I mean, it just radiates off her. And like that fire in her just continued to help push me and show me and teach me to get to where I am now.
Fallon, what's the most difficult aspect of the sports entertainment industry that you deal with these days?
That's a tough one. I think it's just learning because everything changes over time. So I think it's, because I started a couple years back. So kind of taking what I learned then and adjusting it to where the business is now is probably one of the most difficult things that we have going on for me. Because it's just, some things that used to work might not work nowadays. So it's kind of just taking what you had and just shifting it a little bit to make it work with now.
Now, Fallon, I don't know if you know this or not, but Mickie James is one of our hosts here on Busted Open. She hosts on Mondays and she hosts on Fridays.
Yes.
Her husband is the general manager of SmackDown, Mr. Nick Aldis. So maybe something could be worked out here, Fallon. Like I'm thinking like now you have Mickie James' husband as the general manager for SmackDown. Mickie James right now is, I guess you could say, a free agent for the most part. I mean, maybe something could happen here where I know there were some tweets that were exchanged earlier, but maybe this hardcore tag team could actually happen.
That would honestly be a dream come true. CM Punk said her name and I kind of ran with it and used that as my opportunity to reach out. And, she said she's my Huckleberry, so you never know where the future might take us. But if that were to happen, I don't think I would be able to deal with it, but internally it would feel so surreal. That'd be awesome.
If you had the opportunity, would you blast her in the back of the head and turn heel on her?
I don't think I could.
Why? That's because he's a bad person. Don't listen to him.
I don't think I could do that.
Look at this
How
face.
about I know
Does
this
this face
is
say
your...
bad to you? Come on, Fallon.
Wait.
Look at this.
Quick, Tommy.
What about this face says bad person? I've been smiling the whole time.
But
Tommy, you just asked me.
I'm just curious.
But Tommy, before you jump in, I mean, it is. Listen, Bully's going to say that, but you would be making a statement if you did have the opportunity to tag and you did hit her that would be making a statement. It would break your heart, I know, because that is a hero of yours. She's an inspiration for you, but that would make one hell of a statement. Just saying. Not saying you should do it. Not that I condone that type of behavior at all. Just saying. Go ahead, Tommy.
Stay on the side of good. Don't listen to Bully Ray. He's turned on me way too many times. What I was gonna say is I don't know your current stable, like in the sense of where you live and everything, but Mickie James does have horses. She does have her own stable. You could take Miss Stratton over to Mickie James's house and say, Mickie, you're my idol. You're my friend. I'd love to have you. Can we film this for NXT? And she's going to clean everything. Mickey's got chicken. She's got a whole, and
That's
I've seen
true.
it. Mickey cleans the stable. She does everything. Maybe you could
And
go ahead.
and I'm sure she'd have some good ideas.
Plus, it's cold outside. Don't give
Oof.
Stratton a jacket. She'll get sick. It's easy. Better.
We can invite the Godwins
Ooh, there you go.
and go mucking.
But you know what, though? But Tommy brings up a really good point as well, because maybe Mickie needs help. You know, there is no way that Nick Aldis is getting his hands dirty in those stalls. You know that Mickey's doing
Never.
Never.
What's
He wears a suit. I don't know what accent that was.
Neither do I.
Or whatever. But there's no way that Nick is getting his hands dirty because he wears a suit all the time. So I can understand. So Mickie probably does need the help, Fallon. She probably needs the help. It's not a bad idea.
It's not. It's not.
Fallon, speaking of help in NXT, when it comes to advice, you guys got some great coaches there, obviously, with Shawn Michaels being the number one guy you get advice from. But who do you go to for advice and help when you need it?
That's really hard. We really do have such a great team of coaches here. So I think it's, everybody kind of has their specialties of what they're just really freaking good at. So I think it kind of just depends on what advice I'm seeking is going to be kind of who I go to, because everybody has great advice, but there's just people who have a little bit more in a certain niche than others do.
How about promo advice? Promo advice.
Promo advice. Oh, goodness. Really? Oh,
Who?
God. That's so hard to narrow down. I mean, Ryan Katz is like the go-to promo guy. He actually, when I had a tryout, when was it? I think it was the last tryout that I had a match and a promo and stuff like that. And he gave me a little bit of advice, and it actually helped so insanely much. So promo-wise, Ryan Katz for sure.
How long do you have the services of Miss Stratton for?
I think it might only be a day, but I'm gonna have to clarify because I mean, I could use her for a week, for a month. So I'll have to get with the office and double check on that because I'm not too
That
sure.
could be dangerous because
Check the
knowing
loopholes.
you would probably have her sleep in the stall. So, you wouldn't give her like a spare room or a bed. She would probably have to sleep in the stall. So for her sake, I'm hoping it's only for one day, Fallon. Like watching NXT last night, and NXT is just getting better and better. I mean, what a statement last night on New Year's Evil. And your match was fantastic. The opening match between Lyra and Blair Davenport was so physical. Like, when you watch a match like that, are you thinking to yourself, oh my gosh, like we really have to step up here because they really kind of set the tone, and it felt like they did last night.
Yeah, I mean that's the wonderful thing about being in NXT with all of our training and our coaches and being surrounded in this environment is we're constantly elevating each other. So it's like we love seeing people do good, but like you said, having that great of a match, it just makes you want to turn yourself up even more, and that's part of what kind of keeps my drive going. So it doesn't intimidate me or, oh man, now I got to put in more work. It fuels that fire. So I love it. I enjoy it.
What have you found intimidating about this industry so far?
There's a lot of different things. But I think it's just all like, it's all intimidating, but not at the same time. I think it's just the pressure that we put on ourselves to always be perfect. So I feel like for me, that's what, like, I'm my own worst enemy. So I intimidate myself by making myself be perfect, but nobody's perfect. We're all going to make mistakes. And so overcoming that and just kind of shoving it back down in the back of your brain to just keep moving forward. Because at the end of the day, it's fight or flight, and we always choose to fight.
Kurt Hennig was perfect, by the way, but we'll continue this. It's a brand new year.
I dare to ask her who Kurt Hennig was.
She knows who Mr. Perfect is. Come on now. They make them study the people of the past, Bully. It's a very, very good system down there. 2024, what are your goals?
I think just continuing to ride this momentum. Of course, our goal is always to have gold. So I'm hoping by the end of this year to have my chance at the singles title. You know, I held the NXT Women's Tag Team titles with someone who shall not be named. And I think getting that gold on my own for myself is the ultimate goal for 2024.
And besides Mickie James, who is your dream match?
Besides Mickie James, ooh, there's a list, but probably Molly Holly. That was another one that my trainer was like, go watch her, and another one that I just kind of fell in love with. So,
who was your trainer? Because this person sounds pretty smart.
Bonnie Maxon. Okay. She was Radiant Reign.
Oh, Bonnie.
Yep.
Yeah.
Fallon, I'm sure you have your eye on the main roster, and we're getting near Rumble. We're getting near WrestleMania 40. How disappointed would you be if it's not Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns in the main event, night number 2 of WrestleMania 40? How disappointed would? Because I know
Wait, time out. Loaded question. Let's ask Fallon her opinion of who she would like to see in the main event of WrestleMania 40 first.
Roman Reigns.
If you're going to put her on the spot, let's really put her on the spot.
Roman Reigns versus Cody, CM Punk, or The Rock. It's hard, right? You have the pencil. You're in control.
Hard.
It's not hard. It's really not that hard.
I want to hear her answer. Don't bait her.
No, honestly, I would love The Rock, but I think Cody. Yeah, Cody all the way this year.
Yep. See, now I know. And this is where it comes in, the training, learning about history, what you've learned on NXT. Because you're absolutely right. There's no other route that makes sense than Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes in the main event at WrestleMania 40, Fallon. I totally agree with you, and I think the nation does as well. Big fan of yours. Big fan of NXT. I can't wait to see Tiffany Stratton as one of your hands on the ranch doing work. This is going to be amazing because you know what? You won, you earned it, and now she's going to get what she deserves. So, Fallon, thank you so much. It was great hearing your story. I can't wait to see what happens next. And you know what? You made me a believer in NXT. NXT is one of my favorite shows week in and week out, every single Tuesday night. You give us something to talk about here every single Wednesday morning. So thanks to you, thanks to NXT, and appreciate the time. Thank you very much.
Thank you guys for having me.
Tommy, I wanted to get your take. I want to get your take on what you thought about The Rock's return, what The Rock had to say at the end of the segment Monday night, and what you think we're going to see at WrestleMania 40. Floor is yours.
Well, there's a few things, David. When I did the show on Saturday with Denise, I said I look forward to Dave listening to the show. When they did the SmackDown recap, they begin the show, opens up with LA Knight, and they showed that everyone wants to be part of the Blue brand. And they showed this in order: John Cena, then CM Punk, and then The Rock. And right away, Tommy Dreamer's wrestling spidey senses went off. And right then and there, because I also had seen Triple H's tweet, and I said, Rock's coming to Raw. And then I was like, I knew it. But I had said they put Rock's return over Punk's return on SmackDown, just on it was out of order because Punk's was most recent. And I was just like, And then when The Rock, WWE did it amazingly. The setup was perfect. It's using social media for what it's supposed to be, not a toxic waste ground and graveyard, to use your Alice Cooper guy. It's to promote and get people talking about something. Then when they announce your former heavyweight champion and Jinder walks out, friggin' great. The boos, his promo, and then you could just listen to it. The pop and how it just resonated for so long for just him standing there. My favorite part of it, which I don't understand how, because I wish I was there live, was all of a sudden while Jinder's talking, everyone turns and they know something's going on. Don't know what that is. Don't know if it was camera people from The Rock setting up to get that shot, but they all knew that something was happening in the building, and then it was explosive. Awesome entrance. I love the physicality. I loved all that. Rock is very blown up, cuts a promo, and then drops the line, maybe I'll sit at the head of the table. And it was another, explosive. It was awesome. I love the setup. I love, because what they did, it's speculate, because everyone likes to speculate. Everybody likes to, WWE knows where they're going. But I thought they did it perfect. I can't even say a home run. It was a grand slam. How they took your emotions on this ride. And they did it great. From people just starting to talk about, from a tweet from a guy who's creatively running the company and did it in a positive manner. And it worked. It truly worked. It was a home run. It was awesome. It was an amazing thing to see live. It was awesome. It truly was. And then let the speculation begin to, is it Rock versus Roman at WrestleMania 40? And we're off. And it's not even WrestleMania season yet, because we still got to get to the Royal Rumble, and we have Elimination Chamber, because now everyone's fantasy booking. Where are they going to go? What's happened to this? What's happened to this guy? So many different places to go, but they set it up perfect.
If they go the route of Roman and Rock at WrestleMania 40, they fucked up.
Okay.
They fucked up.
Sure.
They fucked up. They fucked up the future. They fucked up the story. They just gave a big fuck you to all the fans that love Cody. All the kids that are now invested in the WWE.
Think of the kids.
They're saying fuck you to kids. To kids, they're saying fuck you. Can't do that to kids.
Dave, what are they saying?
Fuck you. For all the women that, hold on. For all the women that love Cody, you know what they're saying?
Tell us, Dave.
Fuck you to the women who are a big portion of the WWE audience. You know what they're also doing? For fans like me that have a voice like a radio show. You know what they're saying?
What are they saying, Dave?
Fuck you to me, the loyal, faithful, hardcore wrestling fan.
You're awesome.
You know who else they're saying that to?
Who?
ESPN. ESPN just named Cody Rhodes Wrestler of the Year. You know what they're saying to ESPN, the wide world leader of sports? You know what they're saying?
Dave, what are they saying to ESPN?
Fuck you!
What are they saying to Bust It Open?
Fuck off. They're not even saying fuck you. They're saying fuck off to Bust It Open and all our loyal nation members.
Like that CeeLo Green song. I see you riding downtown with the girl I know.
You know what? You know who wins? You know who wins in this scenario? I'm going to tell you who wins. AEW. Because then a lot of pissed off WWE fans that have been following the story are going to be like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm going to go watch AEW.
David.
Am I wrong, Bully? Am I wrong? Tell me when I'm saying lies. Tell me when I'm saying lies, Bully. Tell me.
Stop it.
Come on, Tommy. Let me hear this. Let me hear your comeback.
Come on.
I have a whole. You're both acting like I don't love Cody Rhodes.
I'm not
just
acting
also
that way.
saying that
Yeah, I have my
if
doubts.
you're putting Rock in that match, it's nothing wrong with it. And the biggest thing, if you want to make Cody the guy, yes, it does have to happen at WrestleMania. Doesn't have to happen. It needs to be that perfect scenario. If you're talking about The Rock and Roman and how like it messed up in Philadelphia and like, oh, they might boo and blah, blah, blah. I don't know. One of the most iconic matches was what? Toronto? Rock and who? Hulk Hogan?
Yeah, they sided with Hogan.
Okay, but did that affect the match? It made it even awesomer. So what? Stop blah, blah. You literally just said blah, blah. I understand it. I understand your passion. I understand it. But then there's also business. If we're talking behind the scenes, okay, we have Triple H doing one. We have Nick Khan doing another. They both have this relationship with The Rock. We'll also have a relationship with management. There's a whole new company involved.
Tommy, sometimes you bring things into the equation that I just don't understand where they come from.
Okay.
What does Nick Khan and Triple H are probably on the same page? Are you suggesting that they're fighting about who they want to win?
I'm not. I'm just saying there's a lot of variables outside because you brought up Vince. Vince was the end all be all. I don't know
Who brought up Vince.
You did. You said Vince's name.
Before you did.
Okay. All right.
Vince was the end all be all. I don't know who the end all be all is in WWE anymore.
Okay.
So there could be variable factors on that. You're a big Cowboys fan. When the Cowboys couldn't get over the hump, what did they do, Dave? Who did they get?
What? I mean, are you talking about back in the 90s?
Yes.
They got Charles Haley. He made the big difference that got them to a Super Bowl.
And Dion went where? Or wasn't it?
Deion Sanders later on, yes. But that was...
Yeah. And so they had to make this big free agent acquisition to get to the hump, over the hump. And they didn't do a whole lot, hence status quo. When the Patriots, when the Patriots were rocking, how many great additions did the Patriots need to add to their system? Not a whole lot.
But but let me ask you this. If there was a quarterback that got injured at the end of 2022, and then the team has a successful year in 2023 with another quarterback, and he takes you to the Super Bowl, now that other quarterback's healthy, you going to throw him in the Super Bowl, or are you going to go with the guy that got you there? You're going to go with the guy that got you there. Cody got us here. And now you're going to pull out the rug from under him? The whole story, you're going to say, fuck the story? Fuck the story!
Say that to Jeff Hostetler.
But Phil Simms was still injured. He couldn't come back.
Guys, enough with the sport, the wacky, stupid sports bullshit references that nobody listening to the show really understands.
That's not true. Paul does, our producer.
Yeah, because that's our target audience.
Well, yeah, he is. He's,
Stick to wrestling. It's what both of you kind of understand.
Well, am I wrong? Am I wrong here? You're telling
me. Now you're going to lose me. I was on your side earlier. Stick to the points.